So that's when I learned to take it up another level and ask for advice, what to do. Ask my boss, and at this time my pride told me, failing. I wasn't failing. I was getting farther in this task than anyone else had done. They had already given up. So don't give up. We finally got this task off and resolved this problem I cataloged it. I used it as my master's thesis. Cataloged it, put it together, presented it to the general. These two generals sat down, cigars, and said, "You got it? That's it." They shook hands. Let's go play golf. That was it. They ended up promoting me for that. And I didn't think that it was anything big. It was just that some people didn't get up off of their backsides and do something. But I came up and read all of the material. When I transferred to Los Angeles Air Force Base in 1991, there was a need for a logistician who would just jump inside, be first, and actually get a program off of the ground. Well, there's a program right now, we call it Medium Launch Vehicle 3, which is MOV-3 for short, which is being launched off of that white model there, the Delta II. And it carries what we call GPS satellites, global positioning systems. And they're very, very cheap right now. We used to, they used to cost millions of dollars. This is my launch site. They're down at the cave. This is my launch site. This is Slick 17. This is the commercial side. The other side is the Air Force side. My office is right there, one of them. And that's where we go out and we launch commercial satellites for either Motorola, GE, out of cable, and of course the Air Force GPS satellite, which I have a photo coming up. That is a GPS Block 2R. That one, all I do is get it up there. Then it's the responsibility lies with the range, those guys. After it's up, I take off my headset and I say, can't wait to go turn around and do it again. Atlas from General Dynamics, downstream on Flat 19, so those of you who take the 5 all the way down, they build rockets there. This is an Atlas taking off. That was recent. That was the first success after 2 failures. And I kicked that one in there because I've learned from failure that's the only way that you're able to learn. If you make no mistakes in your life, I personally think, this is Mike Ross's opinion, that there's something wrong. You learn, you progress, you advance. We had 2 failures with Atlas, and we got it off the ground finally, and there was a lot of people giving each other high fives. This is a Delta II, first night launch, GPS Navstar, which happened a year ago. I was the lead logistician on this shot right here. This right here is a mission profile of the Air Force's Delta II. This shows where we had liftoff, and these are called graphite epoxy motors, gems. And on the pad, the gems light first. There's 9 gems, 9 rocket motors, 3 light mid-flight. There we go. We have main engine cutoff, second stage ignition, all the way over until spacecraft separation, which is almost 1,400 seconds of flight. So all that, I used to watch when I was a child, all the Gemini, all the Apollo launches, when man walked on the moon and all that stuff, and I used to know them all by heart. And that kind of helped me a little bit because I didn't know what went on. I used to just say, they rolled it out and they launched it. Well, I know now that it takes stages, it takes people, it takes a lot of money and a lot of elbow grease to get something off the ground like that. I'm also involved in the space shuttle, and we launch satellites out of the shuttle. And this is a shot from the main bay where one of my initial upper stages sits. This is a piece of support equipment. This piece right here, this is a branding ring. This is what the satellite sits on, like this. And then when the shuttle bay door is open, it comes out. The arm comes out, lifts it up, and then it launches. That's a piece of support equipment that also has my name on it. This right here is a start of a launch of an inertial upper station in the bay. And that went off STS Shuttle 59, which was back in 1991. This is release out of bay. And this last one here is away we go, off to high orbit. Now, all of this, to me, is quite easy. But in reality, it is not. It took, or it takes, a lot of hard work and patience and energy on your part to get up and say, this is what you want to do. I work with young engineers, old engineers, colonels, generals, the Pentagon, every day. And what impresses me most about these colonels, young lieutenants, is the fact that they have the gumption enough to ask the questions. And, that is what I can impart upon you, students, today, is to ask questions and get an answer. If there's any other questions, I have a video on the back which describes my office. And I'll wrap it up. Okay.
One question.
Well, I'll give you my schedule. I get up at 3:15 in the morning. I'm on the road by 4:30. I get to my office by 6 a.m. Let's see, I do PT with my squadron. I'm the only civilian in my squadron. So to keep morale up, I go out and we go run. And I have meetings probably all day. And that's if I'm home. Otherwise, if I'm not home, I'm on the road and I'm at the Cape or at Vandenberg Air Force Base for about 10 to 12 hours a day. I'm on the road if I'm here, not 12 hours. And it's only because I choose to do that. I don't want to live in Los Angeles, not because of the earthquake or because of crazy people or anything, because my family, my wife, has decreed that we live out here. So, putting it in a nutshell, my wife and my daughter are the apples of my eyes. They run the show.